Mr. Olmert in Israel says that there can be no negotiations, no ceasefires until those 2 soldiers are released. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't agree.
So tell me why.
Well, I think Olmert is using his force and his power, his firepower. And what he is doing is to destruct Lebanon and to kill Lebanese, and saying that he wants to release the 2 soldiers. Actually, we as the Lebanese government, we have expressed our views very clearly that we did not know about the kidnapping of the 2 soldiers. They have been abducted, and we take no responsibility, and we disavow such an action. However, I'd like to remind everybody, including Mr. Olmert, that Israel has been detaining quite a number of Lebanese detainees for the past 28 years. And despite all the calls for the release of these detainees, he has been giving a deaf ear, himself and all the other officials in Israel. What I really want to say is that let's go directly into solving problems, instead of trying to tackle the side issues. There's the problem of the 2 soldiers. Yes, they have to be handed over.
Now,
but
Mr.
I mean,
Mr. Olmert and his Western allies would say, hang on a minute, how can you, as the leader of the government of this country, say that you have no responsibility for something that happens on your soil? You have to be responsible.
Yeah, but I mean, the Lebanese government has not been empowered throughout all the past years. Why? Because Israel, again, is still occupying a territory which belongs to Lebanon. And this has really made or opened the door for the Lebanese resistance to play a role in that respect.
Well, not according to the United Nations. The UN says the occupation is over.
Well, let me put it this way. You see, the United Nations has really said that, according to the 45 that it has been fully implemented. And according to, I mean, just a proof about, there is this, the Shib'a lands. These Shib'a farms are actually Lebanese property. And they have been under the Lebanese sovereignty for so many years. And in fact, I have received a letter from the Secretary General stating that it's something between Lebanon and Syria. Syria is saying bluntly that the Shib'a farms are Lebanese and not Syrian. But the Syria is staying short of signing the necessary documentation, i.e., there is a problem. Let's not try to stay behind our fingers. There is a problem. Let's try to address it. We want to go into a situation where we really liberate the lands. Definitely, before anything else, we have to hand over the 2 soldiers and get the Lebanese detainees, and to make it possible for Lebanese internal security forces and the Lebanese army to be in the south and to prevail its authority as the Lebanese government over all Lebanon, get back the Shib'a farms, and at the same time go back into the situation that prevailed between Lebanon and Israel in 1949 after the armistice.
So explain to me why you haven't been able, up to now, to move your forces down to the...
Because there is the resistance. Why the resistance is there? Because there is occupation. I mean, let's try to look at the things instead of trying to really single out certain aspects of the problem. I'm trying to put the whole problem at the table. If we want to really find the solution, what Israel is stating now, let me tell you what Israel. Let them hand over the 2 soldiers and let Hezbollah move or withdraw north for 20 kilometers. What really happens out of that? Hezbollah still has rockets that can really have a range of over 70 kilometers. So in what way this has really solved the matter?
Israel also says it's fighting to implement Resolution 1559 of the United Nations Security Council, part of which is to extend the sovereignty of the Lebanese government, of your government, right down to the border. and they say that what they're doing will therefore in the long run benefit you and your government. Do you think that's right?
I'm not really waiting for the Israeli government to look after the well-being of Lebanon and the Lebanese government. Actually, what Israel has been doing, in fact, it is cutting the whole country into pieces. And it has been killing, sheer killing. This is terror by excellence, what Israel is doing. It is killing people, it is damaging every institution, it's sparing no place in the country without real damage.
They say they're protecting their people who are under attack.
Well, actually, that's the situation. You see, that's why I'm trying to really put the whole thing at the table. Let's move towards real solutions.
Okay, so
rather than, and this can be properly timed so that we can work it out with a complete solution so that Lebanon can go back to the armistice agreement. As far as the permanent, let's say, peace, again, there is a peace initiative by the Arab world which was done, and Israel has been giving a deaf ear to that.
No, but to end this crisis now,
I think there is now a team that has been sent by the Secretary General of the United Nations. It has met with us yesterday and the day before yesterday. They are in Israel today. Probably they might come back tomorrow. And then we will carry on the development of the thoughts, which I believe that it is high time that we look at the crux of the problems, try to address them, rather than keeping quick fixes. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about this matter. Israel withdrew from in the year 2000. Well, since the year 2000, Israel intentionally has been leaving certain bleeding wounds in the Lebanese body. How? The Lebanese detainees, why don't they release them? So this is something, a point of tension. The landmines. They have planted landmines in Lebanese lands. And every month you hear or you see either somebody who is killed or amputated. Why? They are keeping this. Every day they violate our airspace and our waters. Why? They continue to occupy our territory. Why? They want to keep tension. They are not serious about finding a real solution on the Lebanese border. It is the right of every nation to liberate its lands, isn't it?
Tony Blair and Kofi Annan are talking now about some kind of multilateral force more powerful than the one that's the UNIFIL, yes, the one that's there at the moment. Do you think that's
well,
I think
this are among the ideas that are being floated.
Would you welcome it?
Well, I think this, if it comes part of an overall arrangement, then Lebanon can look into it. But I mean, just like that, it doesn't really bring with it any solution, because still the matters that are causing the tension are not being resolved.
So how does this crisis end? Hezbollah are attacking Israel, Israel's attacking Lebanon. Israel is also holding your government responsible. Well, members of your armed forces have also been killed in bombing.
Well, let me say, I tell you frankly that Hezbollah took these two soldiers. Yeah, they abducted the two soldiers. But look at the reaction. Is it in any way proportionate to what has happened? Definitely, it is disproportionate. And Israel is definitely opening the gates of hell and madness on Lebanon. Now the thing has happened, and it's still continuing. Actually, Israel is not. The whole world has seen just now on TV that Israel has been targeting a convoy of International Red Cross vehicles carrying medicines and ambulances that really landed in Syria because our airport is closed, they targeted that. I think this is humanity. I think this is care about the Lebanese. I don't think so. And the Lebanese at the table. We want really to come back to a situation where Lebanon can, as it was agreed by the Lebanese in the Taif agreement, the agreement that put an end to the Lebanese internal hostilities in 1989. And they agreed among themselves that we should get back to the Taif agreement. The Taif agreement states that we have to go back to the armistice of 1949. This is something that guarantees something for all concerned. For all concerned. I believe that if we put our minds together, the international community, I believe that we can move forward in finding a solution.
Do you feel at the moment a little bit like a spectator in this?
No, it's not a matter of spectator. I think the Lebanese government is gradually moving to be in control. You have to understand that because of the conditions that were created by the continuation of the occupation of Israel into Lebanon, because of all the wars that was waged by Israel against Lebanon over the past years, definitely this has reduced the role and the strength of the Lebanese government. Now the Lebanese government has stated very clearly in the past few days that we strongly believe that the Lebanese government has to be empowered, to become in charge, and to prevail over all the Lebanese lands. This is the thing that instead of looking at it, you are a spectator. No, we are not a spectator. We are gaining grounds, and we have to be empowered so that we can move forward. How? By resolving the real problems.
The other day, the Saudis condemned what Hezbollah had done as a dangerous, reckless adventure. Do you agree with that?
Well, I would like now, at this point in time, not to go into really holding who is accountable. We want to put an end, to go into the right solution, and later on the Lebanese people are going to hold everybody who has done it, why he has done it, and whether he has any justification for it. I think this is not the time to get into it.
But there's a lot of anger here, isn't there, that Hezbollah have taken away.
Well, there is a lot of anger, yes. There is a lot of anger, and there is a lot of determination that we have to get united all together in order to is sparing no children, no women, no people at all. I mean, this is inhumanity by all standards.
How strong is your government? Is there a risk that your government could fall? Is there a risk that Lebanon could move back to a situation of civil war, or even become a failed state in the way that some people have suggested?
Well, I believe that it depends. It depends. With such a situation, there is a clear determination among the Lebanese to support the government, and I think you can make your own survey when you get to know to meet people and find out. At the same time,
Hassan Nasrallah there acting like almost like the ruler of Lebanon.
Well,
he's got taking the right upon himself to declare war on Israel.
No, I mean that's what really happened. I said, but at the same time, how to empower the Lebanese government? But that's the situation. We have a situation: either we leave Lebanon, leave the Lebanese without giving them the necessary support so that their government can prevail, or we give them that support. So I mean, this is the let's say the choice that we have to make. I believe that this is the right time where the international community can really direct its attention towards the solution of the real problems and empowering the Lebanese government so that this nation, which is a peace-loving nation, this nation that represents democracy at par excellence in the region, that is for moderation, that is for the rule of law. If we empower the Lebanese state as such, I think we will be gaining a lot, not only Lebanon and the Lebanese, but the international community. And this is the test for the international community. If we are going to really keep a blind eye about what's happening, of all the destruction and the killing that's happening, and at the same time giving let's say, interest and attention towards solving the real problems, I think the situation in Lebanon is not going to stay within Lebanon. And
you want more pressure on Israel?
Oh, yes.
This morning, the British Foreign Secretary said that pressure on Israel at the moment was not a good idea, it wouldn't be productive. What do you think of that?
Well, I think this is a way of, let's say, every country is like Britain. I don't know if that's true. They are abandoning their international responsibility, particularly Britain. Britain has a long history with the Arab world and with the Palestinian problem. The Palestinian problem is the mother of all problems in the region, and not only in the region, and in the Muslim world. Because here, again, if Britain is going to say, well, I don't have any influence, I don't have any a role, well, I mean, this is, again, opening the doors ajar for further despair. Not only in Lebanon, but in the Arab world and the Muslim world. And there is an increasing feeling of a humiliation in the Arab world and the Muslim world. And you know what this leads to? It leads that desperate people commit desperate things. How to get rid of such a situation? Again, solving the right problem. You know, the G8 meeting that took place in St. Petersburg, I think they had one and a half line in their statement about the region, that the problem is that we are not able to get to a solution, to have a permanent peace in the Middle East. That's fine, that's correct. But instead of just describing this, how to move forward and find a real solution, or else the situation is going to continue. And then we say, why the whole Muslim world and the Arab world is moving towards further polarization and extremism and despair? I think these are the questions that have to be asked. It is high time that we should address the issues. I believe we have a hot potato in our hand, which is the Lebanese situation. The government has to be empowered. Pressure has to be exercised on Israel. The 2 soldiers, they have to be returned. The Lebanese detainees, they have to be returned by Israel to Lebanon. Let's try to unlock these closed doors. Look at the crux of the problem. Solve it. Why Israel continue to occupy Shib'a farms? What it has to. Look at what a small price that it can be paid through the international community for the liberation or the withdrawal of the Israeli forces from Shib'a farms. Look what benefits the whole region can get. Look how this can really help towards another step that can lead to permanent peace. The Arabs, they have said, they put a peace initiative at the table, on the table. Let's try to pick it up instead of continuing to keep a deaf ear on that. Why? Why? People, they want to live. Do you think Israel, which is, I think, the Israelis, they want to live. I want the Israelis to live. We want to live side by side, fine, because there has been a decision taken by the Arab world that we are ready to recognize the state of Israel and to live side by side, but on the basis of the international resolutions. There is a resolution that was taken in 1967, which is that Israel has to withdraw from all the occupied territories. And this hasn't happened. And since then, 40 years, and the whole region is living in all miseries and problems. And finally, we say, why the Middle East is becoming more fanatic? Why the Middle East and the Muslim world, they are becoming desperate? Why? Because we are not able to really sit down and be firm and say that we want a real solution to the problem. It's high time.
Prime Minister, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So anyway, thanks very much. You've got a very busy day
Thank
today.
you very much, yes.
It's good of you to see us, and
Thank you.
It's much appreciated, and I hope to see you in better circumstances soon. I can come to Lebanon
Jeremy, yes,
quite a
yes.
bit. That'll
I
be-
appreciate, yes, you are taking the pain and the risk to be in here.
Well, it's a pleasure to be in Lebanon, even at bad times. It's a very nice country. People are very welcoming. It's
Honestly,
nice.
Lebanon doesn't deserve that.
No, I agree. It's just
Doesn't.
few seconds. Anyway, so thank you very much again. After we've done this shot, we just very quickly, cameraman will just go around the back and take another one, if that's all right. It's useful for us for editing process, because then the more of these little shots we can get, the more of what you say we can get on the TV.
Yeah.
Which is it's clearly an important thing to do. So we'll send this over to London, and they'll replay it on BBC World.
Where are you staying?
At the Markazi Monroe Hotel.
Here.
It's
the
very
downtown.
close, you know. I'd
Yes.
like to, if I was here, when I come here in easier times, I'd like to stay in the Phoenician Hotel or sometimes in the Riviera, because I like the pool.
Yes.
So I like swimming, so the pool's very
It's
important.
nice, the pool there.
So, James, sorry. Have you got a reverse two-shot already?
Yeah.
You have, okay. So I ask a couple of questions?
Yeah.
Right. I'm just going to ask a couple of questions again.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. Tony Blair and Kofi Annan talked about a new multinational force. Do you think it's feasible? That's the first one.
If Prime Minister, if you could just start, just say 3 seconds to answer.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good question to ask, I'm sure.
Yeah. So tell me, why can't you put your forces on the border down in the south?
Well, I mean, the situation doesn't permit at the present time. Work has to be done.
Mr. Olmert says that one of his objectives is to fight to implement Resolution 1559, which will allow you to take up sovereignty of the whole country and move your troops down to the border. He says effectively it's going to help your government. What do you make of that?
No, I don't want, Olmert to look after the interest of Lebanon, you see. Right. There's other ways to do that.
I think that'll do it, actually. I think we can let you go now, Prime Minister. We can do a few more on our own.